out of all the months, I'm this month. You know which month that is? December, yeah. Not Kartik.
Not Kartika.
So what's going on? We give so much importance to Kartik. But Krishna says, of all the months, I am this month. The month of November, December. Katyayani Vrata happens in that month. Actually, the gopis worship Krishna in this month. They go to the Yamuna and they bathe in the Yamuna every single day. And December, if anyone's been to Vrindavan during December, it's very cold. It's very, very cold. You know, it starts getting cold. December, January. So they would bathe in the Yamuna, in the cold water, chanting this nice mantra called Katyayani mantra. Katyayani Mahamai Mahayogini Adishwari Nanda Sutta Gopam Dehi Patim Me Kurute Namaha. You know what that means? That means, my dear Katyayani Devi, please give me Nanda Sutta, the son of Nanda Maharaj, Patim Me Kurute Namaha, as my husband. So the gopis used to pray like this. We were speaking the other day with another devotee, and Prabhupada has said something very interesting. Prabhupada has said, all women should get married. Okay? And Prabhupada has said, all men should stay brahmachari. Like, how does that formula work, you know? Wait, hang on, Prabhupada, you know? What's going on? And we have a wonderful disciple of Srila Prabhupada. His name is Ayendra Das, Ayendra Prabhu. He said, what this means is that all women should marry Krishna. Krishna is the supreme husband. In fact, all men should also marry Krishna. That is what that month of December is. It's the month to desire to marry Krishna. But Kartik is even better than that. Kirti da Putri, one of Radharani's names. So Kartik is the month of Radharani. If out of the months, the month of November, December is Krishna, and the months of October and November is Radharani. And for us Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Radharani is better than Krishna. So the month of Kartik is better than the month of Margashirsha. It's as simple as that. This month is glorified in so many places, such wonderful ways. Sanatana Goswami has glorified it in his Hari Bhakti Vilas, and he's explained just how if you do little bit devotional service in this month, it is amplified 1,000 times. You know, actually this is the month to go to Vrindavan, because if you go to Vrindavan or Mayapur, then any devotional service you do in Vrindavan Dham is amplified 1,000 times in general, just normally. Any day you are there, it's amplified. But in the month of Kartik, it's 1,000 times 1,000. So it's 1,000,000 times multiplied. So 1 month of devotional service in Vrindavan Dham is the equivalent to 1 lifetime of devotional service anywhere else in the world. So 1 month of devotional service during the month of Kartik is the equivalent of 1,000 lifetimes, 100,000 years. Can you imagine? Imagine that's what's available. So really, if any of you are intelligent, then you have 1 day left. You can book your ticket and go tomorrow. But this month, why it's amplified, why things are multiplied? Because Radharani's mood is multiplication. That is her nature. She's known as Stri. Does anyone know what Stri means? It means woman. But the original word, Stri, from Sanskrit, it actually means to expand. Because a woman's nature is to expand. You know, like I've seen brahmacharis who were brahmacharis and then they became grihasthas. And I've seen as brahmacharis they were very they have 1 small bunk. They don't even have a whole room for themselves, you know. They have a small little area and they have maybe 2 sets of clothes, right? And they have their book and maybe they have a smartphone nowadays. And then when they become grihasthas, suddenly there's so much more things, right? Just expands. There's a house. There's not just 2 sets of clothes. There's a whole wardrobe full of clothes, you know. Even my brother-in-law, he was like a brahmachari before. And brahmachari is simple. You just wear one color and that's it. Life is solved. But now he's quite simple still, but still now he has like a few different colors. So the nature of Stri is to expand. And expand what? Radharani expands Krishna's enjoyment. Why do you need so many things? Why do you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lights in this room? Why do you need it? Actually, one light is sufficient, right? But that doesn't give enough satisfaction. You might be able to see my face, but with 12 lights, you can see my face a little better. Right? So the purpose of expansion is enjoyment. And actually the Grihastha ashram is kind of that. It's a facility to, in a Krishna conscious way, enjoy. Because we all have desires. We all have, and the Grihastha ashram is designed in such a way that you can dovetail those desires and still be reasonably Krishna conscious. And then when you have kids, more expansion. Right? I remember I went to this devotee's house. I've been living with all different types of devotees. It's been really ecstatic actually, because like now I'm staying with a family, which is a very wonderful family. Very nice cook.
Really, bro?
Yes, really. I think it's a secret that nobody knows.
Nobody knows that.
I've come here to reveal it. And what was I saying? Especially South Indian stuff, like
yes.
first stuff. Anyway, so he has kids, right? And how old are you? 19 and
22.
22. Right, so they're like quite into their young adulthood. Then I stayed with a devotee who has little like newborn baby. Then I stayed with some devotees in Melbourne who have no children. They're just just new. And like that, I've lived with like a full gamut, full variety. And it's so interesting to see, like the devotees that don't have kids, they have all these fancy ornaments in the house. All these like fine things, like they have like these Bali masks with sharp teeth.
Yeah.
And then you go to the house with like kids, and everything is rounded. Everything that's not rounded is broken. It's like such a vast variety. So when you have kids, the expansion increases further, And you have more varieties of things, more flavors in life. I think kids is such a unique flavor. One, Manidhi Maharaj, he gave very nice instructions to a Grihastha couple. They asked, how can we advance in Krishna consciousness? He said, have kids. You're forced to learn humility and cooperation and how to tolerate and all these qualities. You're forced. It's forced onto you. Very good for developing Krishna consciousness. So in that way, the Grihastha ashram can be favorable, but you can see how it's very expansive. The nature of Stri is to expand the facilities. The nature of Purusha is to give that opportunity for Stri Shakti to expand. So Radharani is the original Stri. She's the original feminine personality. And she expands Krishna's enjoyment. How she expands it? By engaging others in devotional service. Actually, she is the best devotee that exists, period, full stop. No one else can serve Krishna better than Radharani. It's not possible. Okay? But one of Radharani's qualities is Vinita. Vinita means, does anyone know what it means? It means humility. Thank God for this quality. Because of her humility, she believes that others can serve Krishna better than me. And that is where the expansion begins. This Sankirtan movement is a movement of expanding Krishna's enjoyment. And Radharani sees all of us. She has a relationship with every single one of us. And she knows our potential and what we can offer to Krishna. And she's waiting eagerly to offer that to Krishna. All we have to do is turn our head towards her. As soon as we turn our head towards her, she becomes so excited. There's so much utsaha in devotional service. There's so much excitement. There's never a dull moment. since I joined this movement, I don't know what boredom is anymore. Devotees told me that I'm so bored. I'm just thinking, how is it possible? What does that even mean? I remember being bored before I joined the movement. But after joining this thing, my God, it's just been like a roller coaster, Every second, every moment is just like, what is happening? And so Radharani has this great enthusiasm to serve Krishna. For example, when she sings, there are 8.4 million ragas, musical, structures. And she has created all of these ragas herself, right? And she might sing, like we sang today. This was Kafi, what we sang, Kafi rag. And this is what you sing at this time actually. I didn't plan it; just happened. But evening rag, okay. And she sings it for Krishna's pleasure, and only for Krishna's pleasure, okay. But others also hear it as a byproduct. Try to understand that preaching is the byproduct of your devotion to Krishna. When someone is in love with someone, madly in love with someone, like a new couple, you can very clearly see it. They can't hide it. Even if they try to hide it, it's just very easily observable. That is what preaching is. Preaching is when your love for Krishna is so easily observable. You cannot, even if you try to hide it, it's just very, very obvious. You can see it. This person loves Krishna and he's so happy doing it. Right? So Radharani sings for Krishna and feels so much joy singing, let's say, Rag Kafi. That her friends, her close friends, Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, Champaklata, Induvidya, Rangadevi, Sudevi, all of these are her very intimate friends. They will become mesmerized. They will become amazed. Remember that she's not doing it to impress them. She's doing it only for Krishna. And the byproduct is they're becoming so mesmerized. How can someone sing like this? And when they see that, immediately they think, Lalita Sakhi will think, I also want to sing like this for Krishna. I want to offer myself like how she's offering herself. She will hear this rag, and then she'll practice it. And she'll prepare it. And then one day she'll sing it for Krishna. And when she sings it for Krishna, it changes. Prabhupada has said in many, many purports, variety is the mother of all enjoyment. If you want to enjoy, you need variety. If you eat khichdi every day, there's no enjoyment in that. No one does that, unless you're crazy, like me. But if you want enjoyment, you need different sabjis, different, preparations, all hitting your tongue in different times. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he used to eat Mahaprasad, but after he would taste each item, he would mix everything. Because when the devotees would take Mahaprasad, they would only take the so-called best things, the sweets and the paneer or whatever, and then all the boring things would just remain. So in fact, he said this is offensive to Mahaprasad and this is offensive to Krishna because you're making differentiation. So he would mix the whole thing. Can you imagine like Karela with gulab jamun? He would just mix everything, and then you have no option. That's what you take as Mahaprasad. So enjoyment means variety. You need some separation. When there's separation, there's enjoyment. Everything is one, Brahma Jyoti, no enjoyment. Okay? So Lalita Sakhi, when she sings the same rag, it will change. Because she is a different person. And it will create a new rag. And that rag will have a different name. But the base is Radharani. She heard it from Radharani, she got inspired from Radharani, and she offers that. And when she sings that, actually there's even more ecstasy. There's even more enjoyment for Krishna. But Krishna is enjoying Radharani. Because it reminds him of Radharani. She's the one who created it anyway. Right? So it becomes double flavor. And when Lalita is singing in this way, everyone again becomes mesmerized. And Radharani also thinks, wow, she's singing it better than me. And there's a wonderful personality called Rupa Manjari, our Rupa Goswami. He will hear Lalita Sakhi singing. She will hear, he, she. And when she hears it, she thinks the same thing. Wow, this is so beautiful. I want to offer this to Krishna also. So she'll practice. And then when she offers it to Krishna, ever so slightly again it changes. Becomes more unique, more relishable, more flavorable. Now when Krishna hears her singing, he doesn't just hear her, but he hears Lalita Sakhi's influence and then ultimately the bass of Radharani. In the spiritual world, being on top is not being on top. In the material world, it's a dog-eat-dog world, in your workplace, in your school, in your wherever you are. Everyone's trying to climb the ladder, push everyone down, and I'll get on top. I'll become the most recognized. I'll become the most prominent. That's the material world. Not a nice place. Spiritual world is opposite. The further you go down, dasa, anudas, the more relishable it becomes for Krishna. Not that the dasas are higher than the master, but Krishna remembers more. He remembers the das and the master. So like that, when Rupa Manjari sings, someone else will hear it. So Radharani is expanding. This is her expansion. Not just in singing, but in everything. In cooking, Prabhu is also coming from some sampradaya. I don't know from which one. Ultimately from Radharani. Ganesham Prabhu, he was saying the other day, there were some devotees in the temple, they don't want to come and cook on the altar. They don't want to, because they're fearful. But he was just saying that you're not cooking. Don't think that you're cooking. The whole sampradaya, they're cooking. You're just there. You just happen to be there. And that's the mood when Lalita Sakhi is singing. She's not thinking that this is my offering to Krishna. She's thinking this is Radharani's offering to Krishna. When Rupa Manjari is singing, she's thinking this is Lalita Sakhi's, who is thinking this is Radharani's offering to Krishna. So like that, all devotional service is under the domain of Radharani herself. Every single thing that we do in Krishna consciousness, you should understand, is coming from this ripple effect, originating from her. So her entire nature is to multiply, to create like a what do you call it? A snowball effect. Ever increasing enjoyment for Krishna. Krishna's enjoyment never ceases. It only goes on multiplying more and more and more and more. And the original person that's doing this is Radharani. So her month of Kartik is just multiplication. Anything you do in this month, and you can really feel it. You perform more and more Sankirtan, come together, chant together. And even before I came, it was so nice. Actually, I just wanted you to keep singing, It was really nice, wasn't it? It was like so satisfying. So you can do that. Don't think that you need some rock star to come from Vrindavan, you don't need it. You don't need it. It's an illusion. You have it here already. You have it. Just come together, perform Nam Sankirtan, and become happy. We don't have to suffer so much. We're all suffering for no reason. There was one Krishna Das, Akinchana Krishna Das Babaji. He was a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And our Prabhupada said he is a pure devotee. He's come from the spiritual world. And he's chanting Shuddha Nam. And he was in Vrindavan. Even after Srila Prabhupada left, he was there for many years. And devotees would have some problems. They would go and they would speak to him. They would tell him that such and such problem, whatever. And he would just laugh. And he wouldn't give any solution. Right? He would just laugh. Ha ha ha. Hare Krishna. That's all he did. But some of the devotees would hear that and they would feel like, oh wait, it's not a problem. There is no problem. What is the problem? The only problem is my own mind. I'm just disturbed. Nothing else. Externally, everyone is our friend. No, that's the truth. That's the truth. The more and more time passes from those problems, the more you'll see that your worst enemy was your best friend. Because they put you through things which just helped you to grow exponentially. More than any friends. People can glorify you, and people can say nice things about you. But the reality is in Kali Yuga, there's not many nice things about us. It's mostly negative. We like to live in this illusion that, oh, I'm very nice, I'm a nice devotee, I have tilak and, people like me. It's illusion. Complete illusion. We're very fallen. Our minds are, at least I can speak for myself, mine is very dirty. Full of nonsense. And when someone comes and tells you that, it's a little uncomfortable. You don't like it. But anyway, Krishna is purifying us in a very wonderful manner. And Kartik is for purification. Prabhupada was asked, how do we spend Kartik months? And Prabhupada says, Urja Vrata means you don't eat, you don't sleep, and you simply chant Hare Krishna for the whole month. And then he's laughing. Then Prabhupada is laughing. After saying that, he's laughing. This was in Vrindavan, 1975, he said like this. And he also, in that same lecture, he also said that there are devotees in Vrindavan Dham who are chanting 120 rounds every day. 16 rounds is nothing. Prabhupada says this. 120 rounds every day. Can you imagine? That's like so many hours of chanting. So try and chant some japa and some kirtan in this month. Hare means Radhe. And we chant Hare more than Krishna. We chant Hare more than Rama. We chant Hare 8 times in the Maha Mantra. So this is her month. This is the best time to do it. If you're not chanting 16 rounds, you can try and do that if it's possible. And if that's not possible, then whatever is possible, Even if you're not chanting any rounds, then at least one round, And experience it. Experience all these things I'm saying. Otherwise, it's just some words that I'm throwing into the air. You can try to intellectually understand it. You can try to compute whatever these words are. But without the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, without the mercy of Radharani, Krishna, and the whole Sampradaya, it will not fructify. It will not flourish. It will not open. And when it opens, then you know what it is. It's not just some ink on pages of books. It's not just some words being vibrated with my vocal cords. It's not some mundane thing. It's reality, distinguished from illusion, as Prabhupada says. So anyway, I think I was supposed to chant Damodar Ashtakam, but we'll do it tomorrow. In where? Blacktown?
Castle Hill.
Castle Hill. We'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day to do it. It's that's the song that we sing for the whole month of Kartik. Wonderful song. So beautiful. Jai. If anyone wants to share something or say something or ask something, please feel free.